With sponsors like High Level, I'm able to fund people's dreams, build platforms like helpbank.com to help you help people and help you get the help you need, and to produce programs like this that hopefully bring you value and answer the questions you have. So our first caller today is Alex. Alex, what's your dream?
Hi, Simon. Yes, my dream is to grow my community interest company, Generation Soil, and doing that to get everybody obsessed with soil and to normalize composting.
I never knew I needed to be obsessed with soil. Now I'm feeling it. So tell me, what's your question? How can I help?
Yes, we are currently a community interest company, so straddling the line between a for-profit business and a charity. We are sort of struggling along with grant funding. Would it be beneficial to transition to a private limited company to scale the business?
This is a great question. It's actually quite a complex answer. I think I have a personal belief. It doesn't mean I'm right, but I have a personal belief that the charity model is a little bit broken. There's a lot of restrictions around the charity model. So if you want to pay your people really well, you get told off almost as if that's not allowed. I think that making profit is almost like a naughty thing somehow, within a charity model. And I think that whole structure, the governance structure of charities, restrict businesses from going all the way. That's my personal belief. I think for-profit businesses that do good don't need the CIC badge. If you are genuine about wanting to help people and you're transparent in your accounts, you can make money as a normal business, pay people well, spend money on crazy. I bought a staircase, for example. There's no way under a CIC structure people would be very happy with that, right? But I'm not a charity. I'm a business that makes profit, and I use my profit to do good. So I really love that. But it depends. Is the present grants that you're getting, there might be charity buckets, right? So if you're not a CIC, you won't get those bits of income. I don't want to take money from those buckets of income, but maybe you need it. I don't know. Do you need it?
We set up our new project in December last year, and we've grown I think about 800% since then. So it's going very well, but because it's such early days, we are really bootstrapping it along, and investment would significantly speed up our progress. So yeah, it's a tricky one.
Well, it's hard for investors. It's hard for investors to invest in a CIC.
Yeah,
it makes it very difficult because they don't. I mean, as much as people might not like rich people, I think rich people do actually want to invest in things that are good. But if they put money into a company as an investment model, there's lots more people that can afford to do that than just invest in a charity. But they need a return. And of course, in the CIC model, that makes it a little bit difficult because you're literally taking profit out of the charity, right? As it were. So, I mean, again, it depends on the investors. There will be investors that will perhaps still invest in a charity organization. I guess this is why OpenAI had to move away from being a not-for-profit and became a for-profit business. People don't understand why OpenAI had to do that, but it doesn't allow you to really scale and invest if you always run as a not-for-profit. So it's quite common now, especially with things like OpenAI being very public about needing to move from being a charity or a non-for-profit to a business. It's actually important. I don't know what happens if you lose all your kind of charity grants. How would that be a big problem, or you think you can make it up elsewhere?
Luckily, I'm doing a PhD alongside this, which is paying me.
What?
The grant,
You're being paid to do a PhD?
Yes.
I've never heard of that before. You're being paid to do a PhD. Tell me how that works.
So we get a stipend. The government want a load of research into the food system, and I'm one of 50 odd researchers looking into it for them.
Right. Well, that's cool. But you get that regardless. If you're a private company, you still get that revenue, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So at the moment, we don't have any grant funding. So we are.
Right, there you go. I don't think you need
it. With my PhD salary.
You see, sometimes the CIC, I know why people do it. It feels more authentic, right? Because you can say to people, we're a CIC, which kind of seems to make people realize you're doing good. But if you're actually doing good, you don't need that badge. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the B Corp thing. Like, if you're actually doing good, you don't need these badges. I think they're kind of a distraction. So I really feel like, companies these days, like if you, I guess another income stream for you is sponsors, right? People that sponsor what you're doing. Is that what are your other income streams? Tell me quickly.
So at the moment, we make most of our money from running food education workshops in Bristol, and we make the next biggest chunk from memberships. We've got a membership model where we collect people's food waste, compost it, and return the compost back to them. So those are our two main income streams, and we're about to open a 2-acre food forest market garden. So we're looking to do corporate days and that sort of stuff up there while producing food.
There's got to be great before and after videos you can do as well. Like content can make you money in this space, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm just in the early days of trying to get our YouTube up and running. I'd love to devote all of my time to this and put the PhD on pause, but there's a lot of big life decisions to make.
Yeah.
Which
well, look, that's always the case when building something. I'm making life decisions as well. Like my son is 8 years old. He's out in the garden playing without me right now while I sit here trying to help you and people listening. You know, life decisions, that's part of it. But I think you're doing something important. And I don't know the ins and outs, but I just sense it. I would say, you know, you've got to start adding layers of income streams to your platform. I think the CIC is a waste of time. I think you should just be a limited company. But again, like everyone's different. I don't see it really adding value to you because I don't think you need it, and it might restrict you. That's my feeling about it. But look, everyone has a different vibe on this one. But as you've asked me, I would suggest you move to a limited company and just be a for-profit business that does good with the profit, but build up your income streams. And again, like you get in the workshops, that's great. I think you could get sponsors. There's probably, I'm trying to think, like garden centers, or I don't know what the right ones are, but like companies that would sponsor what you're doing and support you from
Barefoot. That would be a good one.
Say again. Who?
Evo Barefoot.
Yeah. Perfect. I'm a big fan of Evo.
Like,
exactly.
Weight
perfect.
Anybody who's doing regenerative food.
Let me tell you, quite interesting with brands. If you go in as a CIC, they have a completely different department from a sponsorship point of view to if you just go in there as a company looking for a sponsor. It's actually easier to just get you a company to sponsor you if you're not a CIC. Because if you're a charity bucket, they have to put it through a different department. And most of the time, they already have another charity they're supporting. So actually, most of the time, they can say, I'm sorry, we can't support your charity. We're already supporting someone else. Whereas if you just go to the general marketing department, they always have budget to do stuff. So it's another reason I think that the charity bucket will perhaps restrict you, because I see brand sponsorship as a revenue opportunity for you. I do see social media. I mean, one of the biggest YouTube channels is a guy harvesting wheat, and people just love to watch it, you know, weaving around and harvesting the wheat. And so it's got hundreds of millions of views. So I see you being able to do something in that space. And again, I might be wrong, but you know, introducing a worm to the generative soil you've created. I don't know, but I just see all sorts of fun stuff potentially there. So I would move to a limited model.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting, and thank you so much for your time in answering my question. That's fantastic.
You bet. I'm following you now, so I look forward to seeing some entertaining content, and keep doing what you're doing.
There will be plenty more. Thank you very much, Simon. Have a good one.
Thank you. Speak soon. Guys, if you want to support us, then please follow us on Spotify and YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us monetize this podcast because we're using the revenue we generate from this podcast to fund people's dreams and to allow us to invest in products like helpbank.com and make it good so that you can get help if you need it for free, and you can go on there and help someone today. If you want an oxytocin hit and you want to help someone, you want to feel good, you want to give back, you can press a button, go on Helpbank and help people. So by you subscribing to us on YouTube or clicking that follow button on Spotify, you make a huge difference to us. And just a quick shout out one more time for High Level, our sponsor. They're a CRM program. Thanks to them, this podcast is already profitable. And with that profit, we're able to help so many people. But they are a product I believe in. I actually use High Level myself. They're a CRM program that help you manage all your contacts, help you reach out to people with call tracking, manage what you're actually getting through to people and when you're not. Sales is the key to making any business work. So please go check out High Level, and there's a link here for your 30 free-day trial on that platform. It's free. Try it. See if I'm right. I'm not often wrong when it comes to anything business-wise. So I wouldn't promote something I didn't think could help you, and it's a 30-day free trial, so go check it out. Right, if you don't know your dream, I reckon I can figure out your dream in 2 minutes. And if I'm wrong, I'll give you £100. So if you think you don't have a dream, then sign up, link in my bio, and we'll bring you on and I'll try and help you with your dream. Or you can WhatsApp us with and say, I don't have a dream, and we'll bring you up on the show and try to help you. Equally, you can WhatsApp us with your dream and your question, and we'll also try to help you. So the next caller, and I'm definitely going to say the name wrong, but I'm going to try my best. Rohan. Rohan, what's your dream?
Hi, good evening. So my dream is to make a accountancy bookkeeping firm for the UK clients. So currently I do have a firm which serves the Gulf countries. So I'm looking to win over UK clients over here, and that's my dream.
Okay, so you called in to get some clients, basically. I love the cheekiness of it. You've got a bookkeeping company and you want some clients that might be listening in, right? I love simple
maybe.
asks.
And also any advice, how can I get the contracts? Because I've been trying to call, emailing them, and honestly, no one replies back. So
well,
I need
that's sales for you.
Yes.
And by the way, I would say, Ronan, are you an accountant?
So I work as a finance analyst currently, and I have a team of 10 to 15 CAs. And my mom also works with me. So this is a venture with my mom.
Family business.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. But look, sales is a very important thing for you to learn. Okay. So when you say you reached out to someone, they haven't got back to you, what I hear is you haven't reached out to them enough, or your message isn't compelling enough, right? If you wrote a message and saying, I can save you 50% on your accounts cost, or Simon Squibb uses my service, and you let me know if I can help you. You need to improve your sales messaging. Again, I'm saying this not because of my sponsor. It's actually a really good product. You should try out High Level yourself. There's a link down below for a 30-day trial. They're a CRM program. I see so many people make a mistake where they don't follow up carefully when they send out a message. They send an email and then maybe they remember a week later to send out another one, and they forget when to follow up, and they forget to keep communicating, right? And the other thing I'll say to you, by the way, you've also got to think about like what clients you want, because when you're trying to get everybody, you'll probably get nobody. So what type of clients do you actually want? So for example, I worked with an agency before, and they only work with purposeful influencers. They're very niche. They focus on, and niche is actually a good thing, because then you know who to target and there's a reason you're targeting them. So if you said, I only help people that have purposeful businesses, I'd be more interested than I just help anybody that replies to my email. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. So as of now, we haven't just targeted specific clients. I just got the list of companies online on the UK government website, and I just flooded with emails. But I understand your point. But what if I say right now that we only target purpose companies? Is that something I can start doing?
Well, don't copy my idea. It has to be meaningful to you. You can't just fake it. Like, you got to care, because there will be people that will come to you and say, "Oh, we're not purposeful," and you just say yes. Then that whole thing's just bullshit, then, isn't it? So make it genuine to you. But I guess the other thing is, like, if you're going in company's house and getting emails from company's house, that's all very generic. You need to find the people that actually run those companies, not the generic email. So do a bit more research. I think, look, I think accounting in general, people want to have someone they trust. So you're better off with testimonials. The best way to get a client, if you're a good accountant, is your existing client recommending you. Do you have any clients in the UK right now?
So currently we serve the Middle Eastern companies. We have around 20 companies which we serve. Then we do the accounting, we do the bookkeeping.
I got it. What I'm saying to you, so you've got no, just say no. You've got no clients in the UK. Just be straight up about it, right?
Yeah.
So no. You've got no clients in the UK. Just say that.
Yeah.
But that what you want is one client in the UK who then so happy they tell other people about you. Right now, I don't know you. I'm going to hand you over all my financial information, and I don't know you, and I don't know anyone that's using you. That's your problem. So I don't know about your clients in UAE and so on, but do they have an office in the UK, and can they transfer it so you get UK business? And then you can say, we're working for X, Y, and company, or even better, that company then tells other people about you. That's the way to get UK clients.
Okay, that's a good insight. So as of
you
now,
are welcome.
as a now in a clientele. We don't have the companies who have offices in the UK, but when we are trying to tap in the UK market, there are lots of regulations and the certificates you want. So we have all those things. According to the
Great.
government, we are a company who can take UK data. We
I've
understand
got
the
it.
data.
I've got to move on to the next call. I'm sorry, I'm a bit behind today. I've got
Yeah.
it. I get it. Well pitched on my channel for your service, but I can't recommend you because I've never used you. I don't know if what you've said there is true. But marketing wise, get one client, look after them really well, and then ask them to recommend you. That's your path into the UK. All right.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much for the help.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for calling in. Our next caller is Eilish Clarke. Did I say Eilish right? Eilish, what's your dream?
Hi, it's Eilish. So my dream is to design and make an antenatal class that is focused around mental health for men and women, essentially, because I can't find anything that exists, and I've already kind of designed the class somewhat and set up all aspects of the business, but I don't know how to market it. I can't. How do you market to someone who doesn't know that they need the service until after they've needed it? If that makes sense.
So, describe to me your potential client a little bit, because I mean, I had a baby. Tell me how you identify the client. Who are they?
So basically anyone that's pregnant, anyone that's just had a baby, essentially if you've had a child, as in you're the dad, you've had a child, that person who's birthed that child for you is going to biologically go through changes that can't be helped. But within society, it's just normalized, and it's just said, oh yeah, like, oh, she's going a bit mad, it's the hormones, that it's normalized, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be normal. It's not normal what we go through. It's so difficult. It's so hard. And I think that we could avoid a lot of trauma within women after giving birth, a lot of those really difficult emotions, if our partners were educated around it. So I have 3 young babies, which is one of the big, it is an issue for me at the minute to try and put a lot of time into this, because I do have 3 young babies. But when I had my first child, I had really, because I am a nurse and a CBT therapist, I had prepped my husband as I believed. And then when it came down to it, he wasn't really prepped. He really didn't know what to do. He didn't contact anyone that we had discussed contacting if I wasn't feeling good. And when I asked him about it now, he just said, well, how was I to know? I thought this was normal, because that's really what is out there, that it is normal, that you will be more emotional, that you may feel a bit detached, but that isn't normal. It's not normal.
I get it.
So,
okay, so first of all, very important service. I had a child. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was kind of normalized. You're right, and it shouldn't have been. I went through a similar process. I know exactly what you mean. So there's kind of 2 marketing strategies that pop into my head when I hear you. The first is a long-term one. Write a book. I can't believe the power of books. I mean, I wrote a book called What's Your Dream? But it's blown my mind how many people love this book, read this book, help people. Write a book. That's a long-term strategy, but that's one way, I think. People do buy a lot of books around baby time. People do buy books. I think I've still got half of them. Do you have a book, or you something you want to say? I feel like you're.
I've started writing an ebook, just a short kind of. Well, this is what I thought was probably best to do, like a short kind of brief, and then at the end, kind of like, if you need more information, our services are here.
Great.
If you know what I mean.
Yes, 100%. But a book is, for me, when I was having a baby, my wife bought every single book there is about it. And so if there's a free resource, and you've got to title it correctly, right? The things you need to know that people don't talk about, something like that, right? That's one part. The other part is, I really like the way you talk about this. You're kind of very authentic and very real. Do you do social media right now?
No, and I know I have to get over the fear of failing and just do it. And, and one of them is at the time as well, and knowing how to.
Time's an excuse.
Time's
No,
I know. Okay, yes, it is an excuse. Yeah.
Time's an excuse, and that's okay. You can do it while holding. I just did a video holding my son.
Yeah, that's true.
I think okay, but time is a good one, but it's not the real reason. I think the way to look at it, if I can put it this way, or I don't know the numbers, but I know a lot of people fall into serious depression, and there's even suicide around the subject you're talking about. So the way I would put it to you, and this is going to be a bit hardcore, if you don't do it, someone dies. If you don't push through the cringe, if you don't push through the cringe and make a video that can help someone today, someone potentially could die. Don't be selfish. Don't not make that video, right? That's the way you have to think, because it's actually true. You can make a tip video today that if someone watches it, it could literally save their life, right? And help them get through this time, the tough time they may be having. So don't be selfish. It's not about you. You've got a talent. You've got an insight. You know there's a problem. Put that content out. Stop mucking around.
Yeah, that's so fair. Okay. I'll do it.
All right.
I'll start doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna
promise.
I have a little Instagram, and I've made a TikTok title and everything, and I am gonna start putting things out there. It's just I'm on maternity leave, so I'm not allowed to really advertise until I can get a return to work date and then try to join.
Just go on there and share knowledge every day. It's not an advertisement. You've got to help people. They can't stop you. No contract will stop you sharing what you've learned. Go post every day. I'm going to follow you, and if you start posting tomorrow, just put the phone number in front of you. Do it. Share something you learned and upload it. Don't think twice. Next day, put a video, phone in front of you. Say so. I'll upload it. I'm going to follow you. If you do not put up a video every single day for the next 30 days, I'm going to block you.
Okay.
You'll never contact me again. All right. Otherwise,
thank you so much.
Your video tomorrow could save a life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right. I'll do it.
Thank you. Okay, great. Okay, so next up. I set a challenge at the beginning of the podcast today. If you don't know your dream, I'm going to help you find it. And I reckon I can do it in under 2 minutes. And if I can't do it, I'm going to give you £100. So have you got a dream? If you have, you can ring in and tell us it. Tell me the problem you have or question you have, and we'll try to help you and promote you and all of those things. But if you don't have a dream, you can also call in and we'll try to help you make it happen. Right. The person who doesn't think they've got a dream has just come on, and it's Chloe Moss. Chloe, if I don't figure out your dream in 2 minutes, I'm going to give you £100. Tell us a little bit about you first before I try to help you.
Hello, I'm Chloe. At the moment, I am an account manager, project manager at a web design company. I'm a mum of one. On maternity leave currently, and I guess a bit all over the place because, you know, with childcare costs and stuff like that, I just don't really know what to do moving forward. So yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm actually sensing this might be a big challenge, but here we go. I'm going to set the timer. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Ready, steady, go. Tell me the most painful thing that's ever happened to you in your life.
The most painful thing. Oh, I feel like we're getting very deep already. I think probably my dad not being around.
Okay, and very personal, and don't feel you have to answer this, but what happened?
He was just absent. We found out that he basically had bipolar, so just very absent from my life from about the age of 8 or 9.
Okay. And are you with your partner today for your child?
Yes. I've got a lovely platform breast at the moment.
Well, at the moment, you sound like it's temporary.
No, I shouldn't have said that.
At the moment, what's going to?
Not at the moment.
He's definitely listening. At the moment. Of the moment. And so you probably learned something. Well, bipolar is a whole different thing, but you learned how important it is to have a dad around, right? So now you've kind of made sure you've got the right partner in your life. And you say you're a project manager right now, because sometimes your dream is a little bit buried in what you're already doing. So there's an element of like, you really like to help make things happen. You like helping organizing a little bit, right? So let me ask you, do you need to earn a lot of money right now?
I wouldn't say that I need to earn a ridiculous amount of money, but I would like to earn enough money that we're stable and we kind of have a good life. We don't really need to, want for things, basic things, but no, I don't need to be a multimillionaire if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, just checking what your financial needs are, because I basically, what I see, and I've got 8 seconds left, let's see if I'm right. I see you have clearly figured out how to pick the right partner so that what happened to you as a child doesn't happen to you again. I think there's something in that. I think that's a thing you figured out. You went through a painful experience, and of course bipolar, mental health, that's all part of it. But I think that you don't want other families to have to go through that where they have absent parents. It doesn't have just to be men, I don't think. If it's an absent parent in general, right? I think there's something in that for you. You could help people figure out, probably through a project management system, how to make sure through, dating, that they get the right partner in life, that they don't end up having a child and then the child doesn't have a parent around. Yeah. There's something in that for me, for you. Anyway, I don't know if I'm right. Otherwise, if I'm nowhere near what if you're not feeling anything there, then I owe you £100.
No, do you know what? It sounds quite interesting because I have done care job before. Even though I'm in project management now, I'm a bit of a all over the place kind of girl. Go where life leads me. And I really did enjoy that, and I enjoyed the connection that I got with people. So to be honest, that actually could be a really good route and something that I've never really thought about before.
How long's your maternity leave?
So I'm due to go back in October, so only a couple of months left.
Oh, it's soon. It's so soon.
Yeah, I know.
I think, I honestly believe that the wrong person in your life, the wrong partner in your life, it destroys everything. If you don't pick the right partner really carefully, I think I'm successful today because of my wife. I can pretty much pinpoint it. If she hadn't supported me in the early years, if she hadn't let me do crazy things and take risk with my money and hers, by the way, I don't think I'd be here today. So that partner literally is the key to happiness. And I think you figured it out. I think there's a formula there. And I reckon, I tell you what, I just think it's a priceless service as well. If you could be the person that people kind of, I don't know, they present their partner to you and you give them a breakdown. Have you checked all these boxes? Have you checked this? Have you checked that? And it might sound a bit clinical, but like their past, their history, other relationship, get references from their past relationship, I see a whole service that no one does right there. And I think you'd be perfect for it because you know the pain of kind of the wrong experience, right?
And it's funny because you have to work through so much to actually come to a place where you can find a stable partner when you've had a childhood that's not been that great because of a parent. And I don't know where it would start, but it sounds very interesting.
I mean, you could go on Tinder and probably ping people and say, you're on Tinder, you're looking for the right person. I can help you find the right person. Just an extra £10 a month, on your subscription, and I'll give you a cheat code to check that these Tinder dates are the right people to spend time with. Because I know so many people that end up in relationships by mistake, and next thing you know, they're having a kid, and next thing they know, oh my God, this is not the partner for me. So I think there's you should think about this. There's something in it for you. It really drive you. It might take a bit of time to make money, but again, I say that. I know people that will pay a lot of money to make sure they don't get the wrong partner. They just need someone, and you're methodical. I think you could come up with a system to help people check. And again, how much is that worth? If I spend the next 20 years with the wrong person, I tell my whole life could be destroyed. My children's life can be destroyed. So I think it's a really important service that I've not seen anyone else do.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting and also quite crazy, which is quite like me. So I'm going to have a think on that.
And tell Chris he better help, otherwise it's temporary. Chris is temporary. You've got to warn him. He better help you. He better help you, otherwise he's out.
I'll let him know. Simon Squibb said.
Let him know. Yeah, Simon Squibb said, exactly, yeah. Well, pleasure. Thank you. Today I haven't had to pay out £100. That's good. And let me know how you get on, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, Simon. I really appreciate it. And I love what you do.
Thank you so much, Chloe. I look forward to seeing what you do next. Take care.
Take care.
Okay, so folks, if you want to support what we're doing, all you have to do is subscribe on YouTube. It won't cost you anything. Follow us on Spotify. It doesn't cost you anything, but the more followers we get, the more subscribers we get, the more we can charge sponsors. The more we can charge people to support what we're doing, brands charge them to support what we're doing. So we can give you knowledge for free, get help for free on helpbank.com, get help for free on this podcast. So we're funding people's dreams. We've spent over £200,000 already in the last few months funding people's dreams. And it's because we have a following. People are willing to sponsor us because we have a following. So if you go and support us, it allows us to continue to scale this help dream machine to the next level. So all you have to do is go click follow or like. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, we've been doing surveys on Spotify lately to find out how you think and what you need. And we did a survey recently. We had someone who had £300,000 in the bank and she didn't seem ready to invest in herself with that money. I don't know if you listened to that episode, but it was pretty crazy. So I asked you what you thought of this and what you would do. If you had £300,000 saved, would you use it to fund your dream? How many people do you think said yes and how many people do you think said no, percentage-wise? Okay, I think we can throw it up on screen and show you. Yes. So we have dreamers following our channel, clearly. We have dreamers. But I really want you guys to go and vote on Spotify and let us know how you feel about things like this. I want to understand the psyche of my audience so I can bring you value every single week. This podcast is weekly. We are live. We're live right now across all social media channels. We want people to get access to knowledge for free because you see, talent is equally distributed, but opportunity isn't. People are not given the knowledge to go after those opportunities, and we want to change that. The purpose of this podcast, the purpose of this platform is to teach you business for free, sometimes via someone else's question. Someone else has a question about their dream, then you can learn from that question. On that subject, our next caller is Celeb. Celeb, what's your dream?
Hi, Simon. So I'm the founder of Certified Rubbish, and my dream is to tackle the fly tipping crisis in the UK.
That was shorter than I thought. I was drinking water then. That's a great short pitch. So fly tipping is a big problem, I guess. Tell us a little bit about like how I can help you.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. So the main thing is a lack of education. So a lot of people aren't aware that you have to hire someone who's licensed. If you hire someone who isn't licensed, you can get fined £600 maximum. So a lot of people hire someone who's unlicensed for a lower fee and then end up getting stung with a £600 fine later down the line.
What's the name of the license? In case I do that by accident. What's the license?
The waste carrier's license you need.
And how do we prove it? It's like policemen will show you their badge. How do we do a due diligence?
So it's all online. So the Environment Agency have their own register, but we at Certified Rubbish, we have our own register where carriers can claim the listings, add contact details, so they can actually get hired.
Okay, so that's important education. But what's your actual problem?
So the question I have is, so we've seen a decent amount of organic onboarding, but how do I onboard people en masse without spending a fortune on paid advertising?
Yeah, you don't want to spend on rubbish paid advertising. I had to get rubbish in there. I had to try a dad joke of some sort, didn't I? Well, look, I mean, paid advertising, I'm not a fan of paid advertising. I think it is a race to the bottom. But I will say something. If you can spend £5 on a Facebook ad and that leads to a £50 profit, income, it's probably worth looking at that. There are quite a few companies that do that. And if you can, I'm sure you probably got some economics around that. If you spend £5 to acquire a client and then they end up spending 50 with you or whatever with you, then that can actually be quite a good model. However, I mean, I'm like lately I'm just on repeat with this particular piece of advice. Social media is the new free TV. So what would I do if I was you? I'd literally show myself picking up the rubbish and throwing the rubbish away. I'd probably go through the rubbish. I'd even, maybe the other way to go is like I'd go to where people have fly tipped. That's the right way to put it. And I would go through I would collect fly tipping rubbish myself anyway. So if someone has fly tipped it, like right near me, by the way, there is a place where people just seem to fly tip and it's illegal, but people keep doing it. it'd be kind of interesting for you to go and do that for free and then see what people are fly tipping. That would be very popular content. And that content would make you money, and that will promote what you're doing, and then you'd be like the fly tipping kings, because people are like, oh, you're the guy. Have you seen the pool guy or the Macca twins that we're helping that go clean places no one else wants to clean? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
There's basically so many people doing you. I've not seen anyone doing fly tipping, by the way. You could win there, but you have to get off your ass and do it, and don't tell me you're not good at social media, because I'm just going to lose it, because it's not hard.
So we won the Super Team and Help Bank Accelerator not so long ago.
Oh, right, okay.
Since then, I've been doing TikToks every day. I post on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the socials every single day.
Nice. Oh, great. Well, there you go. Then and have you had any hits yet?
Nothing's gone viral, but we've been able to.
What is going viral, by the way? How many views is going viral, do you think?
Well, most of my videos sort of peak at like 300 views. But we have actually been getting...
Just remember how many 300 people is for free, yeah?
Yeah.
It's this going viral thing. And by the way, you can target it a little bit more, right? You can like hashtag it to your area, be a bit more focused on what, tag the area you're in, if you want to get it more local. So, fine tune it. But anyway, keep going. 300 people. See, you only need one of them to recommend you to someone, and that's worth it, isn't it? It's not cost you anything to put those videos. Are you putting up on all channels?
Yeah. So I put them up on all channels. Like I said, I've been getting a decent amount of engagement with our target audience. So getting the actual waste carriers on board, it's been relatively easy.
I think you're doing it wrong as well. You will get more views if you get better at actually making the videos. I'll go check this out afterwards, but I reckon you're not doing the videos well enough yet. Because I see it before and after. Are you going through the fly tipping stuff? What's being thrown away? Are you actually showing what people are throwing away?
No. So we mainly do like education at the minute.
Okay, we'll move into entertainment.
Yeah,
entertainment education is much more fun. I do entertaining education. Right? So I'm helping someone with their dream. There is education in it, by the way. Like I'm helping people figure out what they're supposed to do, but it's entertaining. So edutainment, like you want to blend the two together, because people don't want to be taught shit. They want to enjoy themselves, and you can teach them stuff by accident. So maybe think about it that way a bit more, okay?
Yeah, no, thank you, Simon. I'll put some really good, educating and exciting videos.
You won 10 grand in that accelerator with Help Bank, right?
Yeah. So we won $10,000. Yeah.
I would take a little bit of cash and I'd put it in a fly tipping. I put it in someone's fly tipping and say we put £500 in someone's fly tipping somewhere. Go find it. Have like a treasure hunt in fly tipping. Have some fun.
Yeah, I like it. That's a really good idea. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you. You are welcome. That's why I'm one of the best marketeers in the world. Thank you. Goodbye. See you soon. Our next caller. I'm very arrogant, aren't I? Listen to me. Getting all like egotistical. I actually do love marketing, and I think I love coming up with ideas for brands and people to make their dreams a reality. So feel free to ask me for marketing ideas from time to time. Next up is Snow. What a great name. Snow, what's your dream?
Hi, Simon.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, hi.
can.
So thank you so much for this time, by the way. I'm really honored to be a part of this. So I'm Snow, and I'm a chemical engineer turned an aspiring wellness entrepreneur. And my dream is to build a global wellness platform, helping travelers stay healthy, grounded, and connected. So, because travelers struggle with jet lag, disrupted sleep, and staying consistent with the fitness routines and all this stuff. So I'm trying to build an app that blends fitness tracking, travel-friendly biohacks, and community support. Like think about Strava meets Calm and Hustle World. So I'm gonna start with basically the business travelers who need it the most. And then over time, I see it expanding to digital nomads, athletes, and leisure travelers. So in this one, we can
ambitious. I love it. It's a very needed thing. So what's the question? How can I help?
Yeah. So my question would be, what is the smartest way to land my first pilot with a hotel or an airline for validation?
I wonder if airlines and hotels are quite difficult to break into. I wonder if it's better off working with like a travel influencer. By the way, some background noise. Can you turn off the TV or something?
Oh, I'm sorry.
can't hear very
I'm in
well.
a cafe. Okay. Sorry, I'm in a cafe.
Oh,
So
I can't really hear you very well. But yeah, maybe mute for a second while I just answer your question. I would work with a travel influencer of some sort, and maybe even make them a partner in the business. Someone that already has the hotel relationships, already has the airline relationships, and they can layer on top what you're doing, and they can also promote it. That's what I would do. I think sometimes people spend so long thinking they have to build it up themselves, try and break into hotels. Just go work with someone that's already doing it. And hotels, by the way, and airlines, often they have agents. They have companies that are doing their marketing and partnership stuff. So if you can prove that there's some value in partnering up with you early, like for example, I know for a fact that Hilton hotels have invested in some apps. You might be able to get them on board as investors, but I wouldn't wait for those hotel partners to say yes. I would just start proving it has value. They'll chase you down once it starts working. I hope that was useful to you, Snow. I know we've got a bit of background noise, so but thank you for calling in today. Okay, our next caller, and I think I've heard of this before. So, Ryan, what's your dream, Ryan?
Yes, mine. I'm a 26-year-old living in Belfast, and I want to open a video lead flow service for local trades in Northern Ireland. It seems to me, from living in London and working in Knightsbridge, I worked in a bar in Knightsbridge, and had the great fortune of seeing a lot of content creators, and just sort of in the wake of COVID. And I noticed when I came back to Belfast that wasn't really happening on the same scale that was happening on the mainland. So I feel like there's a market there, especially for people who, like my dad's a sole trader, and there's a lot of businesses that they can't afford that white glove experience. So it's kind of like, I think there's a massive market there for, especially in this AI sort of age where you can be a bit of a renaissance man, do whatever you want, do multiple things at once. So, I mean, my video skills are good. I work in the Department of Health, like in a senior sort of comms role, and I've worked in video for a long time. So my video skills are decent, but they could improve. My question is starting off with free videos to get kind of like leads to go from cold to like lukewarm. Is that a good idea? And what's a good sort of winning offer to start out with, just to get people on board?
I think there is a market gap, by the way. I think you're onto something. And I'm always very honest and blunt with people when I hear ideas, because I want to give you the best chance of success. And I actually really think that you're onto something. There is a market to help people in this space. Completely agree with you. I think first of all, my agency business that I started called Fluid, which is probably one of my biggest successes. My first client, I did the work for free to show them it was possible. But I picked a really high profile client. So I worked with CNN and Fortune magazine. And once I did a good job for them, they told everybody else, right? They're part of a big network. Those people in those companies are well connected. So I think you can do free, but you just want to be really targeted about who you do it for, so that if you do it for free, then you get recognition afterwards. So sure. I don't know your local area, but picking a business that people respect or know, and if you help them, they will tell everybody about you, is really powerful. And just saying, look, I'll do it for free for the first 5 or whatever, show you what's possible. And if you're happy, just maybe give us a testimonial. And if you do want to carry on, this will be the fee. But if you don't want to carry on, that's absolutely fine. So something like that, framing up something like that. I think this sort of thing when you're already doing another job is going to be a bit difficult, though. This is going to be, initially, I think, hard to build up. But once you build it up, it could be a really good business. So I think you need to think carefully about, like, can you do this part-time? And again, I've written a book called What's Your Dream? And in the book, I talk about like how you shouldn't just quit your job, right? Of course, I'm sure you've got responsibilities and you don't want to just quit your job, but you can prepare to build something up. So you could if you wanted, because having options is important. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I have a runway of about £7,000 or £8,000 to do this. I mean, I'm 26-year-old. My bills are quite low. And it's the first time I've had a financial runway, really. And I think that I could afford to do some free work to get the foot in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you're working right now, right?
Yeah, I'm working in like a government role, so it's not exactly an easy job.
So don't quit yet. Don't quit yet. Don't quit yet. Don't quit yet. I think you could try to get 1 or 2 clients first before you quit. And the more, if you could speak to like 50 potential clients now before you quit, you have income. You don't have to rush into anything, right? Yeah. So I think just see if you can get 1 or 2 to say, listen, if this service was available, I would do it. I think the answer to selling this service, my opinion, is you take 40% of the revenue that you generate from it. So if you help someone do, and let's say you put some people's products up online, let's say TikTok Shop for argument's sake, and you do some videos about it, and then they get revenue, I think you should share revenue. It's going to be a very easy sell that way. If you don't ask them to do upfront money, you say, okay, free is one way, and then you have a case study. But another way is like, if I can help you build up your income stream by selling on TikTok Shop, for example, then I will take 40% of the revenue or 40% of the profit, depending on what you're selling. Yeah. I think there's no risk for independent traders then, for example. And you can, but you need a bit of runway. You need a little bit of runway because I think you're going to have to take a bit of a risk on some of those people, and you're going to then do the work, and it will maybe do 1, 2, 3, 4 months before maybe the revenue spikes, right? So I kind of think like keep the job, see if you can go part-time at the moment, but get a client to say yes first, test it out, and if you see revenue coming in, then you've got a case study that proves you can increase people's revenue. It's easy to spend money when you know you can get revenue, right? I would spend money straight away with you if you said, Simon, I'll do this. It will make another £10,000 a month for you. It's only going to cost you 4, but I'm going to take it from the 10,000. I've lost nothing and suddenly made 6,000 a month extra. You see what I mean?
Yes, I think the last thing I had was just so the pricing's obvious to me there, that the revenue share, if I can prove that I built in that revenue, I guess it's like, how much do I need to know to be confident that I can bring in X amount of leads, X amount of sales? That's why, because right now I don't have the confidence to say that.
Well, that's why you can't sell it as a 10 grand a month service unless you've done it. So go do it. Go get a couple of clients and do it. Go prove it. Go practice it. And if you go to a couple of, I would go to the right names. Like I said, I targeted CNN and Fortune magazine, right? I wanted to work for people. If I did a good job for them, they're going to tell everybody. And it's a high profile brand, right? So I think you should think about the same. Like it could be influencers. By the way, I think a lot of influencers are leaving a lot of money on the table. They don't know how to make money out of what they're doing. That's another angle. It's kind of videography and all that, but it's also a different type of thing. So you might be able to help them with that. But I would go and get a client and I would go and prove my model. And then once it's proven, I mean, again, you're doing this at exactly the right time. I'm so glad you're thinking about this at the right age. You know, you've got no big costs. You've got no big responsibilities. This is the moment to do it. And by the way, you haven't got a lot of time because as you get older, it's going to start creeping in. You're going to start spending more money.
I'm starting to feel it already.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You've got to do it now. But I reckon, if you spend the next 6 months, don't quit your job. Spend the next 6 months getting case studies built up. Do it part-time. Maybe then you can go part-time in your job. And then if it starts to see like green shoots and you start to make money for people, no one's going to mind sharing that revenue with you. You could do a setup fee, by the way. It could be like, look, I'll take 40% of the revenue and I'll do all the work, but I just need a £2,000 setup fee. So if you get your cost down to £2,000 a month, then you only need one client to pay you the setup fee each month. So you need 12 clients a year just to cover your costs. Again, I would probably take a punt and do a £2,000 setup fee, right? And then after that, it's income from profit. I would probably take that punt as a business owner. But if it was a monthly cost on me, I'd probably say no. But if it's a one-off cost, it's like gym membership. That's why gym membership is a one-off cost than a monthly cost, right? But I think if you could do a one-off setup fee cost, and then that covers your life costs, you only need 12 clients, 12 months. And then you can focus on making those 12 clients make money. I think you've got a sustainable business.
I got one last question just about the small businesses, because they're the ones I can sort of reach, sort of medium-sized businesses. I'm thinking of my dad's business and sort of family businesses. A lot of them come through phone calls. Is a tracking number linked to the ads that I put out for them the best way to sort of prove that, because how do I prove that that phone call was me and not,
Well, you do a deal like, they say, you say Loy, when you make the booking, you get 5% off.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Just build a mechanism in there that there's a benefit if someone uses your code, right? Like I have it. I have a sponsor right now. High Level is my sponsor for this podcast show. Okay. And when you click the link in my bio down below, it's tracked to me. But if they're not doing phone calls, but there's a code as well. There's a code, Simon code. If you use it, they can track how well I'm performing. And it's just very translatable in telephone as well. But I think just play around with your surname and just say, lol, lie. I can kind of see people saying it. Say lol and get 5% off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, they're going to know.
Thanks very much, Simon. Thank you.
They're going to know, by the way. And I actually think your benefit with videography stuff would be selling online for these guys. A lot of these guys aren't selling on TikTok Shop, for example. I mean, I don't work for TikTok, but I'm shocked how many small businesses aren't selling on TikTok.
Yeah, definitely. And there's such a market there for them, and like I see some small businesses that could be have so much more influence, and I think that's what I want to do it for. Like like at the heart of it, that's it's a potential for them to grow. So.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thanks very much, and I appreciate everything you do. So thanks for taking the call.
Of course, Ryan. Good luck. I'm following you now, so we'll see what happens. I'll wish you best of luck. I'll be keeping an eye.
All the best.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. So I think we have another caller. Our next caller is Ben. Ben, what's your dream?
Hello, Simon. So I'm starting a business with my brother, and we're looking to help the planet by replacing single-use plastics associated with food delivery. We're starting off with something called a pizza saver, which is that little tripod thing that you get on top of your pizza. It's rubbish, and we've got an alternative. And that's what we're doing, trying to replace it.
I think it's a great idea, and you're making me want pizza because I haven't had dinner. So tell me what the question is. How can I help?
So all the legal's done, and we started sales, and we're getting a really good response from the market, and it's all very exciting. However, we're having a bit of a problem with the supply chain. I'm just wondering if there's maybe something I haven't even thought of, just because when you're working with these manufacturers, that they all make all these, bamboo forks, knives, stuff like this. They're really being hesitant at creating this new product line. And I found one factory in China. Obviously, there's a lot of cost with delivery. There's also a large degree of hypocrisy coming from, shipping something eco-friendly across such a long distance. I can't get these manufacturers from Europe to just take us on. We've tried to do some testing with one factory, and there were just a lot of breakages, and then they wouldn't sort of do any product development with us. So I just feel like I'm slamming my head against the wall a little bit at the moment. I'm wondering if there's just something I haven't really thought of.
Okay, Ben, you sound like a man with means to me. Are you rich, Ben?
No, I'm not.
Do you know anybody rich?
I do. I have an investor lined up, but we're trying to sell this initial run. Right. So yeah, I guess I know.
I'm a little bit joking with you. The reason I say this is like, I just watched the American Apparel story on Netflix, which is a bit shocking, actually. I was a bit shocked by the whole thing. But one thing I think they did do well is they manufactured in America, which is pretty interesting. I think you need to buy the machine and make it here. And I know it sounds hard.
That can help me with that?
Well, there's a lot of inventors in England. I don't know what Dyson's doing. He's probably not that busy, but like you just need to. So it's not that hard. I really like the pizza bit too. I think you've got something there. I see great content around this, by the way, where you just walk up to people delivering pizza and you replace it with like, don't use that, use this. Literally, annoying pizza delivery drivers. I think it'll be great content.
For sure.
But I think this is a obsession of like manufacturing overseas, and like you say, it's a bit hypocritical considering what you're trying to do. I think you should put your energies into getting a prototype machine made, and England's quite good at this. Are you in England, right?
Yeah.
I think you should put your energy into finding one machine that makes it. Like, again, I don't know technically what you're talking about. It's made of bamboo, is it? You're thinking of making it out of bamboo, is it?
Yeah, that's the one. So it's made with like a die press, so similar to how you like cut cookies, but with bits of wood.
I get it. This is, every business I've ever built that's been successful, I start off with this MVP model, right? So this is a really dumb way of putting it. You're not going to like it, but I just say, I've got so much bamboo growing in my garden, by the way. I could go to bamboo now and I'd split the bamboo down the middle, and then I would slice it into little cubes. And now there you go. You've got your first prototype. Like, it doesn't have to be rocket science. Now, once it works, let's say the content works, you get more orders, you can like build up a machine that cuts the bamboo. Bamboo grows so quick. Bamboo in England is one of the few things that actually also grows quite quickly in England. I've got so much bamboo in my garden, it's crazy. And so then you just like, again, I don't know if it's some special design or whatever it is, but like manually do it until you can get a machine to do it for you. And then once you've got the machine to do it for you, then you can scale up, right?
Yeah, I guess it's difficult because we're working with like pennies, right, in terms of like the P&L, because we sell them for maybe between 3 and 5p, and then producing something of that scale.
I get it.
Like it's all the economy of scale business.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can't have your cake and eat it, can you? You can't be an eco-friendly product and then want to get it made for a penny in China. You know,
True.
you have to pick a lane. I think there's a market for a slightly more expensive product that does better. I mean, frankly, there's loads of like, look, Cano water and these products that are also proving this. People are buying more expensive products in the hope that it helps the planet. Maybe you've got to pick something beyond just the pizza thing. Maybe you've got to make the pizzas. You know, like maybe you've got to lift up the profit margin a bit. You know, and I'm not saying this is. I'm just brainstorming with you now a little bit here, but like, you know, you could take a pizza franchise. And you make the pizzas, make the profit, and this is the gimmick inside the pizzas. And you're now making profit from pizzas, which is a couple of quid per pizza. And this thing in the middle isn't the big deal anymore, you know. And again, if you make the machine or get the machine made, my guess is a machine that does what you're talking about, $5,000, $10,000. I don't think it's huge amounts of money. And then, yeah, sure, okay, it might not be the cheapest thing in the world, but there's plenty of, you know, interns. There's plenty of. With automation now as well, I just don't think it's that hard. Or that expensive.
Okay. I mean,
and if you can't get the product from overseas and it doesn't match your philosophy, it's kind of like, there's no point in keep going on about trying to get a manufacturer overseas, is it? It's actually the waste of time place to put your energy. You might as well put your energy into what I'm saying, try to get it made locally.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem I'm having. So maybe I wasn't more specific. I can't get the local guys. They're the ones that won't talk to me. So maybe I have to do it myself then.
They won't talk to you. That I don't believe. I reckon you got in there acting cheap. Go in there acting rich and then get it cheap.
All right.
You know, like, we want to do this. We're going to be massive. We want to save the planet. Right, what you got? Oh, you got that. Okay, that's too expensive. Bring it down. Like, you got, you know, maybe you're not positioning. Everything's sales, right? Everything is sales. This is just a sales process. If they're not getting back to you haven't sold it properly.
Good point.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can invest in you. Those people making that stuff, if you can't afford them, and they could invest in you. You could do a partnership with these people. You can't do this business without a manufacturer of some sort. Yeah. So maybe let them invest in you, and then let them help you do it. Yeah, I always think about and there is a lot of manufacturing happening in England. There is. So turn up at their depots, go and see them. You know, my brother owns a window making company. And, you know, he started off with his own, like, saw and filing thing. And now he's got this massive warehouse with all this massive equipment in it. But he started off just almost manually making the windows himself. You know, that's how I've always built businesses too. You know, you start by making one. And then, you know, and then you make two. Cost at the beginning, might not be what you want. But you can build it up over time. But I reckon you need to think about how to build your profit margin into something else. It's bigger than just that item on pizzas.
No, it's really fair. I really like your point around partnerships. Definitely something I want to explore. Thank you, Simon.
No problem. I've got to do a dad joke. Ironically, you boxed yourself in, like pizza boxed yourself into how you could be doing it. Get my dad joke in there for today. All right, Ben, thanks for calling up. I'm following you now, so I wish you the best of luck. Save the planet for us, please.
Thanks again, Simon.
Good to speak to you, man. Okay, so that's it. Another episode, another live podcast episode of Simon Says is over. Try to not cry. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't worry, there'll be another one next week. And if you want to come on the show, ask a question, tell your dream, share it with thousands of people, then please feel free to do so. The link is somewhere in my bio. And I want to thank our sponsor, High Level. They're a CRM system that I think is awesome. I use it personally. They sponsored this podcast before we even launched. They're that loyal. They're that good. And if you want to learn how to build funnels, you want to learn how to automate your marketing, it's the tool for you. And take it from someone that knows marketing. I know this product's going to be useful to you. It's a 30-day free trial you can get by using this link here. please use them, because you also show them that we have a channel that people care about, that this platform's bringing you value, that you're gone and signed up to this product, and it won't cost you anything for 30 days. And maybe, just maybe, it will help you with your sales, which in my opinion is the best way to build a business. You don't need to raise money. You just need to get sales. You don't need to not give your people a pay rise. You need to make sure you get more sales. Sales solves all problems, and this tool will help you do it. Again, I will just say, if you've got a minute, go follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you have a dream and you need some help, feel free to also go on helpbank.com and give help and get help for free. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.